bright lights. Hi guys. So we're going to do Gremlins movie chat. Hi Karen. Hello. Hi Emma. Just add you in. Right, just add everyone in. Who have I added? Josh. I think I've added. Invite.
Happy Christmas.
Hi Josh.
Hi.
Are you alright?
Good, how are you?
I can't see you at the moment, just 1 second.
I'm not as bloody as I was last month.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
Hi Emma! Hi
Hello! Hi guys!
Ismail says hi!
Hello.
Hi Gizmo!
How are you all?
Hello, everyone.
Good?
Oh, hello!
Hello.
This is Eddie's video. I call him Eddie or Oliver
Hi.
sometimes.
Josh, hi, Emma.
But that's not
Hi!
actually
Hi Eddie!
that's not actually his real name, is it? But yeah.
Mr. Video.
Yeah.
I don't.
Say that again.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet. Well, I don't know.
you
I'm
guys hear
saying
me?
nice to meet you. I speak to you all the time.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Karen's put so much Gremlins loot in the background of Shelley's screen. Yeah, I
Yeah.
found my original Gremlin from the 90s out of the shed. So I put him in water.
Wow.
I risked my life and put him in water and everyone else's life. And gave him a clean up, and he's really clean now. And I've got like little pot vinyls, and
amazing.
I've even got little Lego.
And your top.
Stuff. My top, yeah. My Christmas jumper's there because lockdown hasn't been kind, and I can't fit in it.
There's my Gizmo.
Ah, so
Penny.
Yeah,
Oh, hello Penny!
Hey, Penny. Oh, so yes, my little gremlins have joined us all this evening. Welcome. So first up we have Emma. So keep Emma away from those bright lights. It hurts her little eyes, and we don't want to scare her because she's so cute. And then we've got Josh.
Funny it were true.
It is true. It is. Yes, and we've got Josh, so we have to keep Josh away from the water. He basically hasn't had a bath since Gremlins was released, so that's why we have to keep him away from the water.
It's true.
We've got the brilliant Eddie's video. Never, ever feed him after midnight. It's really scary, and we can't be responsible for the consequences. No way. We're not liable. And I'm Shelley, and quite frankly, I'm not impressed that someone smashed my imported Bavarian snowman. Got smashed into pieces by one of these three, and I will get the little beast when you least expect it. My heart! My heart! My acting! Yeah, so that's all of us. And we all look very festive. So Gremlins, if you've got any comments or anything, if you're watching this chat, join in. I'll try and read them out. But there will be spoilers. If you haven't seen Gremlins before, there will be spoilers ahead. So Gremlins puts Kingston Falls on the map. Basically, a young man called Billy inadvertently breaks 3 important rules concerning his new pet, which his dad basically got illegally for him. And he unleashes a horde of mischievous monsters on this small town. Apparently, at the time, Gremlins was the 4th biggest grossing film of 1984, which I thought was pretty amazing, really.
Yeah.
Big year in cinema.
Yeah. And even though it was set during Christmas, the movie was actually released in June, on June the 8th. And it was actually released, I think, on the same day as Ghostbusters. So they had big competition. But I think they changed it from a Christmas release because they realised that their studio didn't have any big release coming out to compete with Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters at the time, or something like that. But apparently Gremlins did. Obviously, Ghostbusters did really well, but apparently Gremlins did really well in New York because New York were just really annoyed about all their streets being blocked when when Ghostbusters was filmed. So yeah, Gremlins did all right in New York apparently. Yeah, so it's such a classic film, and I watch it every Christmas without fail, every Christmas. So when was the first time you watched Gremlins, and does it bring any nostalgic feelings back for you, Josh?
Oh man, I really can't remember the first time I saw it. I think it's one of those films where you actually forget that life existed before you'd watched it, kind of thing. Yeah, I just love it. Every year, I watch it most years as well. And I vaguely prefer the second one, I think, because it's more overtly satirical. It's a bit, I mean, it was what, 7 years after, 6 years
I think
after?
it was about 7 years, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a bit more edgy, a bit more modern. Like I feel like the first film is more of a fairy tale, and the second film is more of like a satire.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, but I feel like every time I watch it again, I'm almost like newly shocked at how gruesome and like horrible. Like the bit in the kitchen is just an absolute standout, and it's so horrible. And I feel like I get more shocked by it the older I get for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I always find I notice something that I probably didn't notice before, even though I've seen the film like every year since I was young. So yeah, it's interesting. How about you, Emma? Do you remember the first time you watched Gremlins, or any nostalgic memories?
I don't. I must have been very young because I don't remember it at all. I know that I watched it when I was younger because it absolutely scared the life out of me. But everything did. I couldn't stop watching scary things. I was just a very odd child. Just kept frightening herself. But I was going to watch it with. I think that my youngest, who's 11, would have liked it, and so I thought, oh, maybe this could be her first viewing of it. But I showed her a YouTube clip of them singing carols. The Gremlins singing carols, and she thought it was so horrid. They look so horrid. She said, I can't do it, Mum. I don't want to watch it. I was like, and she does like dark tales, like she likes the Dark Crystal and she likes things like that. So I thought she might be okay with it, but apparently it's absolutely terrifying. There you go. Us 80s kids, we just...
No, honestly, when I was younger, I have to admit, when I first watched it, I was scared, like really, really terrified.
Yeah.
Like Gremlins and Ghostbusters, I lost sleep over when I was little. That's so embarrassing.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. It's those are the nostalgic memories I get from it. It's just not sleeping forever. And Eddie's video, it was the first time you've watched Gremlins. How did you find it?
What?
Yeah, so yeah, I watched it Friday night, and I mean I loved it. I instantly loved it. Obviously I went in there with like, very high expectations because everybody was like, no, it's the best movie, and I don't know, like just I was kind of like, I was definitely amazed by Gizmo. Character of Gizmo himself. Or is it a boy or girl? It's a boy, right? Well, I guess.
Well, yeah.
But no, actually.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy it?
I'm gonna go along with what Josh said. I wasn't expecting it to be that. I thought it was gonna be like a kids film, but I wasn't expecting like straight up horror scenes, like the scene with the mom in the kitchen. I was odd,
Yeah.
But I do wish I had seen it, when I was a little kid. I really wish that would have been a part of like my childhood growing up. I don't know why I never saw it. Well, I mean, my family never rented it, I guess, but I had a blast. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so pleased. I was like so shocked when you said you hadn't seen it before, and I was like, you're the perfect person to do this chat with us because it's just like a fresh pair of eyes on it, kind of thing. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Gizmo's cute, right?
I haven't. What?
Oh, we lost you a little bit there. Oh, it's still there.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I can
Can you
see
hear me
you.
now?
I'm just sometimes I can't hear you very well. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you find Gizmo
Sorry.
cute?
I didn't hear.
Did you
Oh,
find
freaking
Gizmo cute? He
adorable.
was cute.
But not just
Yeah, yeah.
not not just I found the when they transform into like the scary version. I thought they were cute as well. You know, because I don't know, like the like just in the bar and then in the movie theater. A lot of it obviously was just so random. I was kind of like, what's happening? But they were already wearing clothing, like and it was
Yeah.
just so hilarious.
Yeah.
They're super cute,
Some
like
of them are like
you know,
identifying as female. Some of them are identifying as dancers. They just like
yeah,
the spectrum of life captured by Gremlin.
It's so true, so true. So
yeah.
what was your favourite scene? I'm going to call you Eddie today. That's what I'm calling you. We change every time, but yeah,
Okay,
what's your favourite scene?
God. So like it's between two. It's either when Gizmo's playing the piano or teaching the kid play the
Mm.
piano. It's either that. That's
Oh,
cute. But the scene where one of the gremlins is like sitting in the table in the bar and he's smoking a cigarette and all of a sudden like there's like a pup that I just burst out laughing. I was like, what's happening? It was so
What was
hilarious. I was like, oh yeah, this right here.
I think I saw
I love
when
those
you were
two.
watching it. When you were watching it, you kind of put up on Instagram. You're like, I don't know what's happening, but I like it. With that whole scene, it's
I was
crazy.
so cute. Amazed at the time, you know.
What's
What
your
about your
favourite?
guys?
I was just going to say, what's your favourite scene, Emma?
Um, oh, there's so many. There's so many good
So many.
scenes in that movie. It's just littered with it. It's just fantastic. I can think of thinking about Eddie watching it for the first time and thinking how crazy it is because it seemed crazy to me when I watched it this year. I was like thinking of you watching it for the first time, thinking, what on earth is he going to think of this movie? It's bonkers, and none of it makes sense. There's so many things that don't make sense at all. But I think for me, it was the scene with the mum when she finds one, instead of running out the door like most females in the horror movies, run away. She was like, no, mate, get out of my kitchen.
Yeah.
And she was just like, what did she do? She blended one. What Karen just said, I think Karen listed what she'd done, or she'd blended one. What was the other one? The microwave.
She like stabbed one with the knife.
Oh yeah, that's savage.
You can actually see like
Savage.
wiggling in the background when she puts the one in the microwave. If you look, you can see it going.
Yeah, like. And then she's the Christmas tree. Then one's in the Christmas tree, and she must have had so much fun with that scene. Like and this tree on top of her, and then Billy comes in and it goes into the fire, and I was just like, oh my god, it was just for me. That was the best. I loved that. The mum was badass, as Karen said.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Karen's put the mum was badass. Everyone else was running away, and meanwhile she takes out 3 different gremlins using nothing but kitchen equipment. That's skills.
Yeah.
That's life, guys.
Awesome.
And she doesn't even hesitate. She doesn't sort of quick stops and go, should I kill them? Should I try and reason with them? She just immediately puts the blender on and kicks its ass.
It's such a great
Yeah,
scene.
she's like, this is not good.
This is not happening in my house.
So brilliant. And like Creek Talk podcast said he loved that scene. Sorry, Eddie.
I said she's the unsung hero of the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
really
right.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mums in like 80s movies are normally getting in the way or just like background players.
Yeah.
And in this, she just gets to, take them to town. It's great.
Yeah, no, definitely. What's your favourite scene, Josh? Or is it the kitchen scene as well?
Yeah, it's the kitchen scene. But if I have to choose another one, it's the entire climax in the department store because you
Yeah.
get so much
Yeah.
iconic imagery in that. You get Gizmo in the tiny pink car just like racing around.
Oh, his
You get
little
the
car.
amazing dog reactions to Gizmo in the car. Like the dog
Yeah.
in this film is the best actor out of everyone, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Barney.
100%. Yeah.
Just looks so
And
confused all the time.
oh, and I've been teasing Eddie as well about I was trying to get him to figure out what other film the dog had been in. So does
Oh
anyone
God.
know? Because
Oh,
I'm 90% sure that Eddie's video recommended me a film a while back that features this dog, the same dog.
Oh God. I feel like that's a fact I once
an
knew and
80s
it's now
film,
gone.
obviously.
Yes,
Yeah.
an 80s film. Anyone guess?
You
Shall I
said not
tell you? Say
It's got
again.
to be a Spielberg film.
No.
I'm
Spielberg
not
film.
sure. I've never seen it, the film. Do you want me to tell you?
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Pumpkinhead.
Oh God.
Which
I've never seen that.
Pumpkinhead.
How
Oh,
random.
I'm sure you recommended it to me. Now I'm feeling like you didn't.
I that was another movie that I saw for the first time this year, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen this, so I probably didn't. But yeah,
Oh,
I remember it
yeah.
now.
Apparently, the dog is the same dog in Gremlins and Pumpkinhead.
Oh.
And yeah, and
Oh, I have to see this now.
Isn't he called
yeah,
Mushroom in real life?
Mushroom. Oh, bless him. He was so good
Oh,
though, wasn't he? He was
Yeah, he was
like you
great.
say, Josh. He reacted like I don't think I've appreciated it until I rewatched it this time. How much he reacted so well to
When they
like all the
first opened the
Gremlins.
box for the first time, he's like, "What is it?"
Yeah,
He's
he's
so
so
yeah.
gratified.
good.
Bite it.
And then I also I read and I noticed it this time, so I'm going to ruin everyone's like vision of this scene. But you know when at the beginning when Billy's running through the snow, they couldn't get the dog to follow him for some reason. He just wouldn't follow the actor. So they attached like a really thin piece of wire to the dog and Billy.
No.
And this time I looked for it, and you can actually faintly see it, just so that the dog like follows.
Get out.
Yeah, next time have a look. You
Dangerous.
can see it's so faint. Very
Oh,
clever. Very very clever.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Sorry. Right,
Mushroom. Ugh.
mushroom. Oh.
Never worked again, I'm sure. No.
no, he did in Pumpkin.
Yeah.
In Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was before
I can't
or
remember
after
when that came
Gremlins.
out.
I'm not.
Maybe it was
not
before.
entirely sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Josh. The whole department store scene is just brilliant, and
Yeah.
one of my
Savage.
favorite.
The
Yeah,
chainsaw.
well, that's actually one of my favourite bits is the chainsaw. So apparently the director, is it Joe Dante? Am I saying that right? Basically he added that in like last minute with the chainsaw because he kind of wanted to pay homage to a bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Apparently.
Perfect. Brilliant.
Yeah, so
Funny.
yeah,
Oh, bless him. How funny.
I love that scene.
That makes
And
sense because
obviously
he loves sort of movie references. Like The Howling, obviously, is absolutely packed with movie references. So that makes
yeah.
sense.
Well, there's another. Did you know the other movie thing in this as well? There's another movie reference. Shelley probably knows it. When he's in at his convention, at his inventing convention.
Oh,
And there's Robbie the Robot?
Do you know what it is,
there,
Josh?
I think Robbie the Robot's there, and Steven Spielberg's in like a
yeah. Golf cart.
Eddie knows.
yeah.
Do you know it's a time
Eddie.
machine?
I as soon as I saw him, I was like, "That's young Spielberg."
Spielberg,
Yeah.
yeah, in the wheelchair.
Ah, I was talking about the time machine in the background.
Oh, I'm
If you
not
notice,
sure.
it's like there's the time machine in the background there at the convention, and then in the next scene following, like there's a scene and then there's another one, it's disappeared and they're all going, oh, where's it gone?
I've never
I've never seen that. I've noticed it this time round because my husband said, "Oh, look, the time machine," and then it was poof, it was gone. I've never seen that at all.
See,
So yeah,
every
that's something to
time
watch out
there is
for.
something new every time when you watch this film. I
Yeah.
swear there is. I've never noticed that before.
I've never seen that before ever until this time round. I was like, "What? How can I not see
Oh,
that?"
oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
I know, like with the name on the movie theatre with the show playing was like Watch the Skies or something, and that
Yeah.
was one of
yeah.
Spielberg's like cover titles for one of the films. I can't remember whether it was E.T.
Mm.
or might have been E.T. or something like that. So there's like, I love little
The
clever
Boy in the Sky or
references.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love stuff like that. I love
And
it.
that's the same movie theatre
crazy.
from Back to the Future because it's the same square.
It is.
Yeah,
Same
So
set.
yeah.
same set.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
was
I
gonna.
love stuff like that. Like, oh, just
I have a question about the snow. I don't know. I don't know if this was just me, but it was clearly not real snow, right? Because like to me, it didn't look like real snow. Although
no,
it was impressive. But I was
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was real. I
It was
don't think
pretty
the snow
close, I
was
thought.
real.
It wasn't
Yeah,
quite as like fluffy as normal movie snow.
yeah, because they were slipping around a little bit
Yeah.
sometimes. So
Yeah.
yeah, I probably would have gone flying on it. So, but yeah, I don't think it was pretty close, but I don't think it was real.
yeah.
So while we're talking about favourite scenes then, so who was your favourite gremlin death? You know I like a bit of death. So which was your favourite gremlin death scene, Josh?
Oh, I mean, it has to be the one in the fountain at the end because it's so disgusting.
It
Uh,
is.
And
That
it goes
freaked me
on,
out.
you know, it's so horrible.
Gross.
Yeah, that's like when the movie just goes, okay, we're just going to be as disgusting as possible now. We've set you up. Here it is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. How about you, Emma? What was your favourite gremlin death?
I think the microwave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you on
Do you
that.
ever want to see like a horrible beast explode in a microwave? Everybody wants to see that.
Yeah,
It made me think of
yeah.
the urban legend though when the dog gets blown up in the microwave.
Oh no, Josh!
Oh yeah.
Oh no! You mean I've forgotten about that.
We've blocked that out
Come
of our
back.
memory, Josh, because we were traumatized.
Yeah, I can't get rid of
Yeah,
it.
the poor doggy.
Oh, how about you, Eddie? Best gremlin death?
I'm gonna have to go with the microwave as well.
Yeah, I think the microwave in the end.
Yeah, it was that whole scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a complete shock, but in a good way. And
Yeah.
I actually, because I kind of, I looked up because I wanted to make sure like I got the right names. But I read a quick trivia that apparently this was the movie, and I didn't know, that started the whole PG-13 thing. Well,
Yeah.
Oh.
because the movie was I guess it was rated PG, but it had like like the exploding
Yeah.
microwave. I guess like a lot of parents were upset about that, so I guess they
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. No, I think I read the same thing. It was they did get it was it, does that mean it was higher or lowered? I'm not sure. Was that a thing before
Higher,
PG-13
yeah.
then? No. Take it not.
No, I guess
We don't have a PG-13,
No.
do we? We just have PG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we
I
have
think it was
like
maybe a 15 in
12A.
the UK.
Oh, yeah, I think it
Was it?
It
Oh.
must have been, surely.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
think
was
it
definitely younger when I watched it.
Yeah.
I was 15.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
what
Oh, we know about you,
I
Shelley.
watched it when I was really young. My brother traumatized me and my nan, honestly.
guys' ratings over there in the UK.
Yeah, so we kind of have like PG, and then we have like a 12 rating, and then we have like a 12A now, don't we?
So
And then
cinemas,
15
yeah.
and 18, yeah.
12A is the cinema, so kids, parents can take their kids if they are under 12, and then it either gets changed to like a 12 or a 15 when it's released on home entertainment.
Yeah.
So,
Because It always
There
used
you
to
go.
confuse me because, you know, like, it's so embarrassing. But, you know, like in Scream, when she goes, "This is a PG-13 moment," or
Yeah.
he says it or something. I used to be like, "What's a PG-13?" Because obviously we didn't have that over here.
No.
But yeah.
About that over there? Like,
Say again.
are they very strict about the ratings, like with kids and everything? Over there?
Josh, what do you think, Josh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't take many kids to the cinema.
But,
If you're trying to buy
They don't
DVDs and
ask.
stuff,
They didn't ask
no.
me.
I think
They,
they normally ID kids if they look younger at like at
if they're on their
blockbusters and
own or
stuff.
something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
don't they? But if you're with parents, they tend to kind of trust the parents' judgment. Because I think I took one of mine, or Chris took one of mine when they were just a bit under 15. Must have been Beth, my eldest, because the others aren't there yet. So, yeah. So I think he took her to see My Hero Academia or something at the movie theatre, and she was just shy of 15, but they didn't question him.
Yeah, I've snuck
Yeah.
my son into a 15 when he was like 13.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that might have been a bit of a scary one as well. So yeah,
Carrying on your grandma's tradition of terrorizing young people.
such a bad mom. So talking about so characters, then there's such really good characters in Gremlins. A wide range as well, and I love the fact as well that the Gremlins and obviously Gizmo had like specific voice actors who are actually like pretty famous now. I was like really shocked when I was looking them up. I was like, oh, I wonder who did the voices. And it's like you've got like is it Mandel? I think you pronounce it. Who's like a big comedian, and like he did Skeeter in Muppet Babies, and I just just love that.
Muppet Babies.
I used to love Muppet Babies. And then you've got like Frank Welker, I think you pronounce it, who voiced Stripe, and he's like obviously Curious George and What's New Scooby Doo. And I was like, I can't believe these people like voiced these Gremlins. I mean, they didn't need voicing that much, really, did they? But they didn't really say that much. And then the one that shocked me the most, well, it shocked me, but then I thought, I don't know why I didn't put this together, but Michael Winslow, who was the one who did the voices in Police Academy. Do you know who
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's actually voiced some of the Gremlins. I was like,
that's cool.
It was blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And then you had Peter Cullen as well, who obviously
I saw his name and I was like, Peter
Transformers
Cullen.
and basically Peter Cullen, but Transformers, and I think he voiced Eeyore or something, Winnie the Pooh or something like that. But I was like, oh my God, like these were probably more famous than the other people in the cast. But yeah, I kind of love that. But favourite characters, who was your favourite character, Josh?
I mean, Gizmo, I guess, kind of has to be.
Yeah, it's got to be.
He's just so adorable, like, and he just gets more adorable as the film goes on, you know. And he's just kind of randomly going, "Mogwai, Mogwai." It's like, yes, you're a Mogwai.
He's so cute.
Yeah, and the little expressions, like when he's watching TV and falling asleep, and he's just like his eyes.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, it's got to be Gizmo.
It's gotta be. Yeah. How about you, Emma? Well, who was your favourite character?
You're not going to like me for this.
Ooh, is it Mrs. Deagle?
Oh no!
It is. Like I'll catch the beast myself and put him on high spin, you know, like that. I'm like,
I'll do it.
Should have put him in the dryer or whatever. Yeah, she was just awful, and I was like, you know what? There wasn't enough of her in it. I really wanted to see the Gremlins really attack her.
Yeah.
Well,
and she just went off in the stair lift. You know, I was like, well,
great way to die.
you know, rip her arms off at least. Like rip her head off like the snowman. You know.
Whoa, Emma.
So yeah, she was my favourite just because she was beastly. She was just so horrible.
That, Emma, that was like a pure guess that you were going to say that.
I love her music as well. It's like bom, 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 bom,
Oh yeah,
bom, bom, bom.
you know she's bad then.
Oh
The
dear.
Wicked
But
Witch.
they tried to like
Yeah, that's it.
play her character a bit on like a modern day Ebenezer Scrooge, didn't they?
Yeah.
Really, because like
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
like horrible, but hilariously horrible with her
yeah,
eyebrows as
Yeah.
well.
yeah.
And her wig, she
With
obviously
a-
wears a red wig.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my heart, you know,
My
don't take such a shock. And I was like, funny.
Oh dear,
She knew
that's
what
so
she was
funny that I
doing.
guessed that. I love that. How about you, Eddie? Who was your favourite character?
Well, I mean, well, first, going along with Mrs. Deagle, that I thought she was a great character, but she made me so mad. And I remember just was watching it, I was kind of like screaming. I was like, why isn't nobody like doing something about this lady? Like, isn't this illegal to like threaten to kill someone's like dog or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, twice. She did it.
I was like, why is she getting away with it? 'Cause I love dogs. Love dogs. And because of that, I think it's either between well, okay, so I have several. It's at non-humans, it's gonna be between Gizmo and the dog, because the dog,
Oh.
you know, when Josh said when they were in the store and there's a clip, a scene where Gizmo's driving the little car and you see the dog like approaching, but he sees the car and he kind of like, you know, I
Yeah.
stopped laughing after that. But as far as human, I feel horrible for laughing at this scene,
I
but
know what you're gonna say.
okay.
Oh, I think I know.
And I want to know, is it just me? Because if it's just me, then I'm a horrible human being. But the speech that the what's her name? The girl
Kate.
hates.
Yeah.
I was like, is that meant to be sad or funny? 'Cause it's kind of, but
Oh.
yeah, because of that, I have to go with her.
I think
So bleak.
they put that scene in, I believe, to kind of give it some type of urban legend feel, but it does just come across a little bit cringy, like a little bit.
I love it.
I love it.
But how do you not know that story already? Because they've known each other for quite a while, I assume.
Yeah,
I assume they
yeah.
went to the same high school. It's this tiny little town. I feel like everyone would know that story.
Right?
Yeah.
Apparently, it was supposed to be cut, I think, and the director said absolutely no way, you don't cut that scene. So it was just like, no, that stays. But apparently it was supposed to be cut. It wasn't even supposed to be.
It's really iconic.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
love that there's no like fallout from that scene whatsoever. Like you don't get a scene with Billy going, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you?" kind of thing. It's just like scene over, move on.
Just like,
It is quite a random scene, but like
Yeah.
Phoebe Cates, who plays Kate, to me can do no wrong because I love her. I honestly right. When I was young, I think because I saw Drop Dead Fred before I probably
Oh, yeah.
saw
Oh, yeah.
Gremlins.
Yeah, same.
Have you ever seen that, Eddie? Drop Dead Fred?
No, so I was distracted by what Karen just wrote. She said, I totally thought she was lying to get sympathy.
Uh,
Oh,
And her dad
Karen.
just left her, is now living with a new family by the beach.
she could be an evil genius.
Poor thing. But yeah, so Drop Dead Fred for me, like Phoebe Cates during that time and when I was growing up, to me was kind of like my idol. I know it sounds really weird, but just as a young girl, I just loved her so much and like loved Drop Dead Fred, loved Gremlins, and she just always comes across like such a nice person. I was just like totally besotted.
Her Freddie Bank Teller shirt blouse was amazing.
yes.
Yeah, she's so good, and there's like I've always looked up stuff to do with her, and like with Gremlins, she kind of I think Zach is it Galligan, I think, who played Billy, kind of he's got quite fond memories of her, like teaching him things like, because this was kind of his first kind of film role, and she was like, "Oh, you should always add a little bit of character to each scene." And then so she bent down and put the bit of sawdust on his top, you know, in the bar. So she like added that into the scene to make it a little bit, and it's quite a little special moment, that. And to think that she just added that in, I just really like that. And I love the way as well that I think when Zach and her were auditioning, I think Zach was like fancied her or something, and he like put his head on her shoulder, and literally Steven Spielberg was like, "Oh my God, look at that! We've got to have them because he's absolutely in love with her already. So we need to have them together on the screen." And I love her.
Trust Spielberg.
But she was kind of. She's my favourite character just because I like her as an actress. But yeah, other than Gizmo, because gotta have Gizmo.
Have you guys seen the movie Waxwork?
No.
Yeah.
That's the only other movie that I've seen him in. Billy, the actor. I think it came out right after Gremlins. It's like a more obscure, horror film, like about a wax museum. If you haven't, I highly recommend that one.
Oh, that sounds quite good. I find like wax museums and stuff like that quite scary.
Oh yeah. But I highly recommend it, and he's the main actor in that one as well.
Oh, okay. I'm going to check that out. Definitely. So favourite Gremlin. I'm just interested to hear, like, because there were so many different, as you said before, Eddie, like, there were so many different versions of Gremlin. So did anyone have a favourite or one that made them laugh the most? Emma?
Yeah, but the one that made me laugh the most was the one at the bar with 4 cigarettes in his mouth going like that. I was just like, why has he got 4? And then she's like, why? Why has he got 4 in his mouth? And then she's like trying to light the cigarette, and he's like, ooh, no, that's fine. You like my cigarette? No, don't. That's hilarious. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, I like that one. How about you, Eddie? Did you have a favourite Gremlin character?
Yeah, the one that was sitting by himself in the table in the bar, and just like with the jazz music. I think it was jazz music going in the background.
Yeah.
Oh my God! That scene will be forever. It was so red. I wasn't expecting it, and so I saw that, I was like, wow, this is the writing, but who wrote it? Christopher Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Who did Harry Potter and Home Alone?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Directed.
Is this his first work? Like the first gig he did?
I think it was one of his first, because I think after this, Spielberg brought a few more of his scripts, like Home Alone. I can't think of the other one. It's gone out of my head, but yeah, like Home Alone. I think Steven Spielberg brought like three more after this. I think. I could be wrong.
Well, that scene was like perfectly like just what is it written? It was just perfect for me. So I'm gonna go with that. And I'm kind of sad that I haven't seen the sequel, but I'm kind of sad we didn't see more of that Gremlin.
Oh, you need to watch the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
The Gremlins in that.
I love the sequel.
Is that? Do you guys? So which one do you guys prefer, this one or the sequel? Because I hear a lot of people prefer the sequel.
I think I prefer the sequel.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, do you
It's
Josh?
just
What about
crazy
you,
how
Emma?
All the Gremlins are mad.
No, I classically like the first one, but I think the sequel is great.
The
It is
sequel's
really,
wild.
really good. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. We won't spoil it for you. You need to watch it.
There's only two of them, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
But we are getting a prequel animated series, I believe, on HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
I've read that.
flashback. Yeah, it's like a prequel to the childhood of Mr. Wing, who's the store owner in Chinatown.
Yes.
And yeah, I bet if that is a hit, they'll make a third film.
Yeah,
Finally.
yeah, they've got it.
Yeah.
I'd love them to make a third film, just like because it just has to happen, you know. It's got to happen.
I'm surprised with all these.
Their grandchildren.
I'm sorry.
With Billy and Kate's grandchildren, the third film, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to see.
I'm
like,
surprised.
Ricky Rialto.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It's all right. Go on, Josh.
No, it's just like we never get to see. Is it Ricky Rialto, the radio guy? We only get to hear him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we gonna? I feel like a sequel should pick up with him.
Yeah, no, definitely. What were you going to say, Eddie?
Oh no, I was just like, I'm surprised, you know, seeing how popular it was in the 80s, because, you know, you have some, like, all these Ghostbuster remakes and sequels, along with, like, all the Halloweens and whatnot. I'm surprised this one hasn't come back yet, or
Yeah.
you think it would have by now.
Yeah, I think it would help.
Yeah.
I think there are scripts. Didn't Chris Columbus say he'd written a script?
I think he's written a script, but I think Steven Spielberg maybe was a bit worried because how it would work, like with technology nowadays, rather than the puppetry.
Yeah. You have to do puppet.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be the same, would it, without like the puppets, really?
Yeah, it's like when they did the Dark Crystal TV series. They did some tests where they did like CGI Gelfling instead of puppets, and the tests kind of look fine, but it's just not as good. It doesn't work.
No, there's some things that just
Not
can't be CGI. Karen's put she loved the gremlin that was wearing the leg warmers and dancing in the back of all the group gremlins.
That's my favourite one.
Is that your favourite one,
the
Josh?
editing where it's like upside down and back to front and like
Around.
so good. That's my favourite.
Just not the dancing.
I love Flashdance. This is the second time I've referenced Flashdance, but this time I'm right, whereas last time I was talking about Footloose. So.
It's becoming a thing. It's normally me with Adam Devine, Josh with Flashdance. But my favourite was Stripe. I love Stripe, and he was like my favourite. But apparently, originally, Stripe and Gizmo were meant to be the same character, but they changed it. Yeah, whilst they were filming, because they wanted the audience to identify with like a hero, and they wanted Gizmo to be the hero. But I found that quite interesting, and Joe Dante kind of said that's why that change, that small change they made, was why the movie's so fondly remembered. And then I think when they wanted, as I say, they wanted to keep him the hero and make him the hero at the end, but also with the puppetry, like we were talking, instead of like CGI back then. Do you think that's why the film is so fondly remembered, or what? Why do you think everyone remembers Gremlins? Like, what was the attraction? Do you think? What do you think, Josh?
I think there is just a magic to puppetry. It's just something about it that is it's so, like, the fact that it's tangible. You know, you know it's not real, but there's like almost like a disconnect in the brain that you just have to believe it's real, kind of thing. I just think it does so many things, and also because it's a horror comedy, it can do a lot of different things in the same film. Like An American Werewolf in London was like 4 years before this, I think, and it kind of set the tone for comedy horror, I think. And Gremlins does it brilliantly because it's sort of really funny, but not in like a really obvious way. But then the horror is like proper horror. So it's got so many different pieces working together really effectively, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. How about you, Emma? Why do you think that it's so fondly remembered? What was the pull that makes it such a classic?
I think because horror at Christmas, you know, as like Josh says, is also funny. That's in short supply. It's niche, isn't it? There's nothing else quite like it out there. Like you're weaving in Christmas funny and horrific, and not but not just that. I think everybody wants to be a gremlin. Like everybody secretly wants to go and trash the pub, trash the cinema, go and trash the toy store. Everyone wants to do that at Christmas. Like, let's go wild. Let's do all those things that the gremlins are doing and have no repercussions. Well, they do, because obviously they will die. But you know, play with the traffic lights, make everyone crash. Everyone secretly has that little malicious gremlin inside them, I think, that they'd love to go out and just cause mayhem.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, just
I love it. How about you, Eddie? Why do you think that? I know this was a first time watch for you, but why do you think people have remembered it after all these years?
Right. Well, first, before I answer that question, when you said that originally Gizmo and Stripe were going to be the same character, I actually went in there thinking that Gizmo was going to transform into. Because I didn't want to read the synopsis. I just, and I thought in my head, I wonder how that's going to happen. And when he didn't, I like that, because I like that he remained like that, because I kind of didn't want him to change. I wanted him to stay in that cute shape that he was. But no, I mean, just like Josh and Emma said, to add to that, I think watching this now reminds me of sort of like the fascination that people have with Gizmo reminds me of like the same kind of fascination that people have with Baby Yoda. I forget the name.
Oh yeah.
And I think,
oh, of course,
right? And I feel like, I don't know, there's something. I don't know if Gizmo was the first kind of character like that in cinema, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm one of them. Like, I kind of didn't. For a while, I didn't. I wasn't interested in watching The Mandalorian until like my brother was like, "Oh, come on, we gotta watch it." And as soon as that Baby Yoda came out, I fell in. And I couldn't stop watching the show because of Baby Yoda. And I feel like, I don't know, there's just maybe a little bit of that magic. I can't.
Yeah.
But maybe like the cuteness along with like the Christmas /
Yeah,
because it's cute. It's cute, but it doesn't ever become like twee, because the Gremlins don't let it become twee.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
But I agree. I think they made that change in the script because they realised they had something really cute that people were going to buy into, and they could sell a lot of merchandise. I mean, look, years later, T-shirts, Lego characters, you can get all sorts, jumpers, like, so much Gizmo stuff. And I think someone very clever thought about it ahead of time and thought, I think we can do something with this, and they were right. And I think that's why people, like, if I think of Gremlins, I do think of Gizmo straight away.
But also, it would have been such a way more depressing film if Gizmo had turned into a gremlin and then Billy had to kill him. It would have been such a downer. The fact that it's kind of a happy ending where Gizmo gets to live. But then it's clever because it's not a proper happy ending, because he doesn't get to keep Gizmo. So it's like, it's happy and yet it's kind of bittersweet. Like the end of Christmas, you don't get to keep Christmas. It goes away every year.
But apparently as well, how different would the film have been? Because there was a rumour that Spielberg was thinking of using Tim Burton to do the film, and how different that film would have been. But I think it was quite early on in Tim Burton's career, so I don't think Spielberg went with him because he hadn't got much of a back catalogue at that time. But can you imagine? It would have been. I think it would have been a completely different film, like completely different.
But
I'm kind of glad.
Fun. I think it would have been a lot colder.
Yeah.
A bit more cynical, maybe.
Yeah, I think that definitely.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, of course.
I'm actually I'm ashamed of myself that I haven't seen Gremlins, because I did grow up watching other Joe Dante's films, especially Explorers. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
I
seen
love
that.
Explorers.
That is
Joe
my
Dante.
childhood film. And then
Oh,
1,000 times. And then he also did Matinee. I don't know if you guys saw. That was like in the early 90s.
No.
No,
no.
please watch Matt.
So I'm so ashamed I haven't seen these films.
Yeah, I haven't seen Gremlins until now. I'm just I don't know. And then I also saw The Howling for the first time this year, and
Oh, wow.
he has done so many. He did Toy Soldiers, right? And
Yeah.
this year to me has
Yeah.
been like a renaissance with his films, and I just love that he directed it. I'm sure it would have been a good film, right, with Tim Burton. And yeah, it would have been. But
Yeah, it would have been good, but very different. I think a different feel to it.
So Dante directed it. It's there's something, I don't know. I loved it. I loved it.
I don't think Tim
Aw.
Burton would have actually been able to handle all the puppets because, like, have you seen the documentaries they do on Netflix, the movies that made us, where they talk about which Tim Burton film did they do where he
Beetlejuice?
basically he got really angry, Tim Burton. in one of
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Was it night?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it
And
might
he
have
was
been
just like,
Nightmare Before
"Ah, do
Christmas.
it
Doing
my
that
way,
at
do
the
it
same
my way,"
time.
kind of thing. And I think if he was stuck with about 20 puppet gremlins, he would have actually, lost his mind. So it's probably a good thing he didn't make it.
No, definitely. Creek Talk podcast has put, I remember Matinee with Kelly Martin. And I'll read that one in a minute, but I just saw something. Obviously, it's all retros, but Gizmo was the worldwide hero we needed at Christmas time. Creek Talk podcast. Gizmo, people love Gremlins because Gizmo is so stinking cute. And Karen made a comment about the teacher, so we just have to bring up the teacher because I kind of agree.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you not think that the teacher, a trained professional, was a bit of a muppet as he was letting all the kids touch the gremlin glute with their bare hands and storing them in a very safe cardboard box?
It was the 80s.
It's the 80s, as we
This is high
established in
school.
like prom night. There's no health and safety rules.
No, not in America.
Just do what you want. And I love movies. 77 has asked, are we in agreement that Gremlins is a Christmas movie? What do you think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
totally a Christmas movie. It's like Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Absolutely. If a movie is set at
Emma's like,
Christmas,
no, it's not. I just wish everything was a Christmas movie. Oh, I love them so much.
Especially Serendipity.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a story to this. I love the film Serendipity, and I watch it every Christmas, even though it's not technically a Christmas film. And when me and Eddie's video did a chat over on Eddie's Instagram live, he couldn't understand what I was saying, obviously because of my accent. So I was going serendipity, and he was like, "What?"
Seven what?
So in the end, someone typed it in the comments, and he was like, "Oh, that's what she's saying." Honestly, if you want to laugh, go back and look at Eddie's videos last Instagram live, because there was a whole conversation about Marmite as well, which was yeah. I won't spoil it, but it's quite funny.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying absolutely a Christmas movie. So yeah, definitely. So just quick, because I've got a bit of a true or false game that I've got lined up, but I realise the time's getting on. But I need to just talk about the rules with you all. So the rules that are set for the Mogwai. So obviously the first one is keep away from the bright light. So do you think that rule was followed? Let's go with after the Gremlins come alive, because I think it's flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my argument here is, for example, in the bar, Kate notices that they're afraid of the cigarette lighter, which Emma pointed out. But before that, how did they light all them cigarettes? They must have lit
They
them.
were already lit. They were from the
With-
patrons who ran away screaming.
Yeah.
Kill everybody.
That's it, Jack.
Could be, yeah, could be. But yeah,
That's why he's got 4. He just went along and picked them all off the bar.
Okay.
That place.
Okay, so maybe that one wasn't so flawed, but the don't get wet thing. So yeah, they can't get wet because they multiply, but they can drink beer in the
Yeah.
bar.
Sloppily. Very sloppily.
Yeah. And then also Barney the dog licks Gizmo, but he doesn't multiply when he gets licked.
Ooh.
No, that's true.
Yeah. And then Stripe hides in the snow. So surely, so he hides in the snow. Is it with the mailbox? The man reaching into the mailbox,
Oh, yeah.
or something like that. And so the snow is actually frozen water. So why didn't he multiply?
Right.
Yeah, Lord. And then also we were on about the mom earlier, that she was the unsung hero. But as just before Mr. Wing arrives to take Gizmo away, she offers Gizmo some chicken soup.
Yeah.
Soup contains water, so it would have all started again. They just finished it. She goes, "Do you want a bit of chicken soup?" Would have all started again.
Maybe it has to be
She just
in
wanted to
its
fight the
purest
gremlin.
form.
But the main one is don't feed after midnight. But when do you feed them? Because there's no specification.
I think it's between midnight and breakfast.
Yeah.
So it has to be a meal thing.
Must be a day.
Like, don't feed them after midnight and before breakfast.
But it's always
Yeah?
it's always midnight somewhere though, isn't it? Like, how did they know what midnight? Because he was brought in a different country, so midnight there is not going to be midnight the same in America.
No, I think it was in Chinatown in the US. It wasn't in a different country, I don't think.
Oh, do you think? Maybe I just
it was definitely just a town.
So maybe it was the same midnight.
Right.
I think it has to be. Otherwise, it doesn't work at all.
I think of these random things sometimes, and I'm like spoil things for myself.
So if me and Eddie had one, if me and Eddie had a Mogwai, and Eddie was, we were on the Instagram live, but he's at midnight and I'm not, and he's feeding his,
Yeah,
and I'm feeding mine. His will turn and mine won't. Is that how? Is that, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
the rules do seem a little bit flawed now. Now I'm a bit older, and I was gonna say more sensible, but I don't know whether that's factual, so it's not go there. But now I'm a bit
I was
older.
driving a remote control car too. Just to throw that at you, Shelley. Gizmo's driving a remote control car.
Gizmo drives a car better than me. Creek Talk Podcast says, Shelley, you're blowing my mind right now. I've never thought of any of this. I'm so sorry if I've ruined Gremlins for people. But I think it's like valid points. The rules are a bit flawed. It's like one rule for one rule for another. So yeah.
I was thinking too, when I was watching it, I noticing little things like why aren't they multiplying now? But at the end of the day, I was like, this is a movie about like little creatures like smoking in a bar, so I'll go with it.
And also the story's basically
Throw reason out the door.
What? The dad at the end of the film, the dad says, so that's the story kind of thing. So it's the whole film itself could just be a story by the dad anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
So it doesn't necessarily hold lots of water.
Yeah.
Pun intended, Josh. Lots of water. Karen,
These infections were dreadful.
Karen's put, why are all the gremlins mean bar Gizmo? Is he only able to make psychotic babies? Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so.
This is where the theory about if Gizmo is actually a girl comes into it.
Do you know, I've never thought what gender Gizmo is. It's just never ever crossed my mind. Is that weird?
No, I always thought it was a boy. I don't know why.
I don't think I've never thought of that before. Just took it as Gizmo's Gizmo.
But also, it's like if Gizmo only produced one new Mogwai, would they be friends? But because he produces like 5, that's when they create a gang. So it's like
Yeah.
mob mentality kind of thing going on.
Yeah. And there's always a leader of the pack.
Yeah.
So Stripe.
What about Stripe? He like produces loads, and I'm thinking, you know, that's got to hurt, or that's not, you know, because Gizmo was flapping about, and then Spike just goes in the pool, and then bang, and I'm like, why isn't Spike like, not Stripe, not Stripe? Why is he like, you know, really dancing from popping all these things off of his body? You know, he's just like,
Yum yum. So as we diss horror nerd, I'm so sorry for not saying that right, but I always took it as after midnight as long as it's dark outside.
that's clever. Clever.
Well, that wouldn't work in Alaska or Russia or something.
Oh, and you don't do that. It's busting all the myths there.
Oh dear. I always thought Gizmo was a boy too. Creek Talk podcast said. And Cavan's put, maybe if they pour a different liquid on him, he'd make a nice gremlin. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe.
Vodka produces one thing, coffee produces something else. Yeah. Paint pot will do something else.
You never know. So I just thought, I'm not going to write this down this time as like a proper quiz, but I thought I'd do some like true or falses, just because, like, you know, I like a few little geeky facts and I just wanted to get them in, basically. So to start us off, the first one's really easy because we've already talked about it, but the set of Kingston Falls, so just shout out true or false. The set of Kingston Falls is the same one used for Back to the Future.
True.
True. Yeah, we kind of discussed that one. That was a bad true or false, Shelley. Okay. And just to point out, this is what I've researched. It might not be correct. Please don't tell me off if it's wrong. Because I could be wrong. In Cantonese, Mogwai means cute little creature. True or false?
False.
True.
False?
It's false.
Oh.
Yes, it actually means devil, demon, or gremlin. I was sitting there for ages thinking, what could I do instead of devil? Oh, I could do cute little creature. So
because kawaii is cute in Japanese, so that was a clever.
Yeah.
Kawaii, yeah.
So true or false? The producers tried to use monkeys to play the Gremlins.
That's true.
True.
And they went mad.
Yeah, that's true. So an earlier attempt to have the monkeys play the Gremlins was abandoned because the test monkey panicked when wearing the gremlin head. So they scrapped the idea and went for the animatronics.
As you would.
Yeah, definitely. Can you imagine?
What have you done to me?
So true or false? The colouring of Gizmo, including the white patch of fur around the right eye, was directly modelled after one of Steven Spielberg's dogs.
Oh.
False.
True?
True.
It is true. Oh. So you must have had a cute little doggy. Can you imagine how cute that doggy was? Oh, so go on.
I will send you guys. I'm not kidding. I have a Shih Tzu that looks almost identical to Gizmo. So like, oh god. Like, so do you guys?
You need to send us pictures.
Yeah, I will. I mean, she's elderly. She's like 15 now, and she's blind. But every time I see her, even before I saw Gremlins, I used to call her a gremlin because it's like.
Oh, bless. Yeah, we need. Oh, I need to see it. Oh, don't I love cute things. But can you imagine Steven Spielberg every time he sees like a Gremlin t-shirt or something, and he thinks of his probably now dead dog.
Yeah.
And he sees it and he's like, "Oh, do you remember my dog? Oh God, I can't. It's too sad."
It's lovely.
I'm not. Oh, destroying Gremlins for everyone here. Creek Talk podcast, but I never thought I'd get a headache after a chat about Gremlins. Maybe it's a good headache. So, okay, true or false? The original version had the Gremlins killing the dog and cutting off the mom's head. I'm laughing, and tossing it down the stairs. True or false?
That's true.
False.
True?
Is it?
It's true.
Oh,
So
yeah.
these elements were never shot due to the fact that director Joe Dante and Warner Brothers wanted the movie to be family orientated rather than pure out horror. And apparently some of the original script as well, there was a scene where the Gremlins went into a McDonald's and instead of eating the burgers, they eat the customers. How true that is.
That's genius.
Was this movie originally intended to be like a horror, like a straight up horror for adults?
So I think originally it was, but Joe Dante wanted to tone it down to make it more PG, so it's a family movie. Yeah, but can you imagine the mom's head being chopped off and like thrown down the stairs?
That would have been hilarious. Bonk, 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 bonk. It would have been great. Like the one in Prom Night where it's everyone.
Yeah, in Prom Night.
It works every time. It works in any movie. White Christmas.
Why not Miss Beagle? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Exactly. Perfect.
I wish that they'd film like two versions now, like a PG version and like a horror version. Die. So, true or false? Director Joe Dante still owns the Peltzer peeler juicer.
Oh, I don't know. I'll go with true. I'm getting them all wrong.
True?
It is true.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's a cool little fact. That is. Imagine going round to his house for like a bit of orange juice.
I would
like...
No.
I wouldn't accept it.
No.
True or false? This was Zach Galligan's 10th film.
No.
False.
False. I gave that away earlier by
Right.
accident as well. So yeah, so this was his theatrical film debut.
Wow.
Because he was basically in love with Phoebe Cates, and yeah, so would I be. So true or false? For Gizmo's singing, they auditioned loads of professionals, including an opera singer, but the musician Jerry Goldsmith, who wrote the score, did it himself in the end. True or false?
True.
True?
False.
False.
An opera singer.
You got one wrong.
The musician Jerry Goldsmith found a little girl from his church who was perfect to do the little. Yeah, so.
Oh, well, that's cute.
You'd be
Creek Talk
surprised.
podcast.
I know. I heard that Peter Jackson actually did some of the vocals for his Lord of the Rings score. So, although he found little girl,
So it could have been possible. Yeah. Creek Talk podcast has put Emma loves a good decap. It's true. Every chat, Emma says, "Off with their head."
Off with the head.
dark.
Just a couple more then. So true or false? So Corey Feldman, who is obviously famous for, well, in my opinion, for Goonies, was added to the movie when Steven Spielberg actually dropped his character from E.T. True or false?
Ooh.
Ooh. False.
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
So he got dropped from E.T. where he was meant to play like the best friend of the boy, which obviously he plays in Gremlins and then obviously in Goonies as well. So yes, apparently he was dropped from that. But what actually happened to him? You don't see him after the whole he tips the water and starts this whole thing. You know.
Yeah,
He was really good. He was really good in that
He
one.
skips town. He's like, see ya.
It's like he goes off and Hey, maybe he was in that Christmas tree the whole time. You know, the Christmas tree's in. Maybe he just like hid from
Just
the
standing
Gremlins
in the
in the
corner.
Christmas tree.
He was in every scene. You just don't know
Yeah,
it.
Didn't
you just
realise.
next time we watch Gremlins, we'll need to spot him.
Yeah.
He'll be there in the
Right.
I believe.
If anybody needed to be turned into a gremlin, I think it was him. You know, like
Yeah.
it was his fault. He knocked the water on poor little
Yeah.
Gizmo.
Yeah.
right.
And then
That's
he went back to reading his 3D magazine. Like, yeah, whatever. It's just a bit of water, you know. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Can I have one then? Come on.
Yeah.
He was a bit mardy, wasn't he?
Yeah. True or false? This was the last movie to be shot in Eastman colour 125T film stock, which was discontinued shortly after this movie finished shooting. True or false? I thought, as Eddie's video likes stuff like that, I thought I'd throw that in.
Well, I don't know that.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe true.
True.
True. Yay! Oh, I've made these a bit hard. So I've got two more. So true or false? The new Mogwai, which popped out of Gizmo's body as small furry balls, which then started to grow, were balloons which expanded. True or false?
True.
I don't think that is.
True.
True. Yeah. It was true.
Really?
They used little balloons. Yeah, but I'd love to know how they got them to expand on their own.
Well, they were underneath.
Yeah.
They were
Maybe,
underneath.
yeah.
There must have been.
Oh, yeah. So maybe they were like blowing them up. Clever.
Steven Spielberg was under the table going like that. That was his.
Josh, that's a different type of film.
Oh my god. It had to get
Shelley toy. Innocently talking about balloons.
Well, the party has started officially now.
Not to Shelley.
I've got so red. Greek Talk podcast. Yeah, I didn't realise when I said small furry balls either as well. Please don't block me Instagram. I didn't mean it. It was about little
Gremlins.
Gizmo Mogwais. Yeah.
Imagine if the Mogwais did have little furry balls. That'd be so funny.
Oh god.
Then we'd know whether he was a girl.
Oh God, I can't think about it. Oh no.
Oh god.
That is the proper stuff of nightmares right there.
Would have been a completely different film.
Oh dear, when I laugh so much my nose goes red. It's gone like right red. So last one then. So true or false, the Gremlins were inspired by mice that inhabited Columbus's apartment.
True.
False?
False.
It's true.
Oh.
So yeah,
That one.
Christopher Columbus was meant to have said, by day it was pleasant enough, and he lived in like a Manhattan loft. And while he was like attending film school, it says, but at night, what sounded like a platoon of mice would come out, and you hear them skittering around in the blackness, and it was really creepy. And those mice inspired Gremlins. Yeah, so I thought that was quite a little interesting fact.
Nice.
This
Yeah,
is why
so
when people get really successful, they don't write very good movies because they need to be inspired by misery, basically.
misery from when they were at film school.
Poor and miserable, yeah.
Yeah. So overall then, so obviously, I know we briefly touched it. I've been put off by the thought of furry balls.
Furry ball.
It's like really thrown me. So I know we briefly spoke about it, but do you think we need a Gremlins 3? Do you think we need one? Not want one. Do you think we need one?
We don't need
Yes.
one.
We don't need one, but I want one.
We need 3 or 4.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I loved the sequel. Like Joe Dante said that when he made the second one, he wanted to make a sequel that made it impossible to make a third film. That's why the second one is so fourth wall breaking, sort of quite outlandish and satirical. And he kind of succeeded because we haven't had one. But if they did a third one, I think they would have to really go back to the mood of the first film, I would say.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that.
And I know that I think Spielberg, as I mentioned earlier, was a bit reluctant because he kind of thinks it's impossible to recreate Gremlins in like a CGI environment / world nowadays, and it would lose some of its charm. And you know, there's something about puppetry.
But Chucky is still using a puppet, and it's fantastic. So
Oh, it's brilliant.
you know,
I
people
love
are
that.
still doing it.
Yeah,
And so was Dark Crystal, the you know, the new series. I think it would have to be puppets.
Yeah.
But I think it should be darker. Personally, I think it should be a shade
Off
darker.
with their head. That's what Emma's saying. Off with their head.
I think nowadays, it would definitely be darker. Yeah. More nowadays, I feel like we're all desensitized. You know, we've seen everything, and so.
But do you not think it would be harder to make it darker now? Because Gizmo's such a well-known character that, you know, young kids love and adore, and he's cute and that. Do you not think it would be harder to make it a darker film because of that?
No, because I think that kids already watch things they shouldn't. They all watch Squid Game. So my eldest watched that. My other younger two didn't because they just don't like it. They know they're not going to like it. But kids who are like myself and Shelley, everyone here, everyone on this chat, you know, we're drawn to it. So I think that you'd still get the sales from the little gizmo and things like that. Yeah.
As long as it's
sorry.
Yeah, as long as it's done like in a comedic way, I think they could probably get away with nowadays with decapitations and, you know, I don't know, some stuff like I don't know. I'm like picturing right now like Gizmo like laughing at someone being decapitated, giggling. I don't know. I wouldn't mind. Me would be like, okay, yeah, I pay to see that.
No head.
no head. Oh dear. I was just going to say, just when Emma mentioned about Squid Games, that my son actually turned around to me because I haven't watched that yet. And my son turned around, and he said, "Mom, I really don't think that you should watch that because I actually think it might traumatise you a little bit, and we all want some sleep around here." I was like, "Okay, is it that bad?"
Squid Games?
Yeah, Squid Games. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it for some Christmas viewing.
It is brilliant.
I will watch
you have to watch it.
But my son kind of told me not to, and then I was like, "Oh, is it that bad?" Because
you like a body count, Shelley. You like a body count? Watch that.
Oh, I do like a body count. Ooh.
Yeah, that's for you.
I'll let you know if I have to sleep with the light on or something. So that's kind of the end of the chat. And I'm so glad we're leaving people with the thought of little fairy balls, and hopefully this won't get taken down. If it does, I apologise. But yeah, thank you guys. So thanks to the brilliant Josh and the brilliant Emma and the brilliant Eddie's video. Like, go and check them all out.
Thanks, Eddie.
And if you like puppets, Josh has got a brilliant book coming out, The Shadow Glass. It's got puppets in it.
Lots of puppets.
Who like kill. So yeah, do check that out. Yeah. But yeah, thanks to everyone for joining in as well and joining in with the comments and putting up with us, turning it into a very different chat tonight. Josh.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.